Thanks to EA for the game code. Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. It's time for another mansion, but this time I'm building in Windenburg. This is a beautiful mansion on a 64 by 64 lot. I was inspired by a new classical house that I found online, a real life house. I just wanted to build something realistic, so I was taking a lot of inspiration from that, and for once I did not want to build like a typical fantasy KateEmerald build, but I was trying to dive into this style and to build a really proper, luxurious family mansion. I hope that you will like it. I had the best time. It's always so much fun to try to transfer something from real life into The Sims and trying to make it work. So I really had the best time trying to find workarounds and to make it look right. And yeah, let's jump right in. So here I'm working on the front yard, essentially. This is the space right in front of the house, and I wanted the edges to be like curved inwards, just like in the reference, and I was trying to find like a way to make it work. And I simply used foundation pieces, which I placed the way I did. As you can see here, I applied a fence. On the outside, I used the thick one from high school years, and on the inside, it's a slimmer one. I think it's from Get to Work, and I then simply filled in the foundation piece using the base game lawn color. You can see that there's like a color difference between the floor, which I applied to the round foundation, and the actual lawn, but I'm going to fill everything in. This was a very slow, long process trying to connect everything. I also wasn't sure how to really make everything work and connect it, because the Sims can traverse over the small fence, the slim one, but they cannot traverse over the one from high school years. So I was trying to connect everything really, and I was just following the general shape of the reference here. It was so much fun to build like this for once, because this is like different than just taking a bit of inspiration or completely coming up with a idea. I think it's so much fun to make the proportions work, and I feel like this is so difficult most of the time. Here I had to move the house to the left side, for example, because I totally needed more space on the right side for the garages. So the space on the right side, this is just the garage space. I'm going to place some base game cars from Debug just to decorate the area, and run room, the one on the right side, is also going to be like a proper garage. There's going to be another debug car on the inside just for decorative purposes, but the room on the left side, which is directly connected to the house, also looks like a garage on the inside, but I'm going to put some gym equipment in there. Usually I would build a very luxurious gym area, and it would totally make sense for a house like this, because this is definitely a luxurious mansion, but I still wanted to like preserve the family home vibe. So I thought, okay, they have some extra space in the garage, and this is where they are putting their gym equipment to work out every now and then, like this type of vibe. So I did not want this to be too luxurious, even though this is totally over the top, of course. It's a 64 by 64 lot, and whenever you're using up all the space on a lot like this, it's already a giveaway that it's going to be a very luxurious, spacious build, because these lot sizes are pretty big. And it was so much fun to build in Windenburg for once. I haven't done this in the longest time. Recently I was building so much in Del Sol Valley, which I really enjoy, but it was just amazing to build on another lot. So here I'm using the Desert Lux Cube, which I've recently used so much. Usually I was using the Get Famous cube for this, but I've kind of moved on, and I'm now like really close with the Desert Lux cube, I guess. And I've placed a base game rug to have a guideline. You can see that I'm really aligning my rug with other cubes, which I had already placed. And this way I can just align everything, and I'm filling in the space. I'm using the Desert Lux cube. I'm just rotating it freely by pressing Alt on my keyboard and the left mouse button, and then you can rotate objects freely. You just have to make sure to use the Sims 3 camera for this. I just wanted to mention this for the, I don't know, millionth time in case someone is new here. And yeah, I then used hedges. I've used these very tall base game fences in some areas. I've combined so many fences in general here, and I don't really like to do this. You know, when I'm picking a flower, a bush type, a tree type, and then I'm using it all over the lot. And I usually do the same with fences, but here I've used the small, thick one from high school years, the slim one from Get to Work or whatever it is. I'm going to use the big Get Famous one on the outside all around the lot, and I've then also used this base game one on the inside where I've placed the hedges. I just really wanted to do the reference justice, and I was just trying to make it work, to be honest. I've used the windows from Lost Truck. They are so amazing and they are very versatile. You can also use them for this type of style, for a, I don't know, I think it's a neoclassical mansion, but you could also use it for these colonial mansions, or of course for their intended purpose. They're very versatile. And I've placed these shutters. I think they might be from Cottage Living, but I don't remember. And when you size them up one time, they perfectly match the size of the Lost Truck windows. And this is not always the case. Sometimes you are picking a window and a shutter and it's not working, like they are too small, but when you size them up one step, they are too big, for example. But I feel like here they just match. So this is a very easy way to create this look. And I've also used some round foundation pieces to have like these beautiful flower beds. And once again, you simply use your foundation and you attach a fence, and that's it. And it looks very polished. And here I was like, I kind of messed up because I wanted to use the matching gate for the fence, and it wouldn't go into the center because you cannot place gates freely like the way you could place a window or a door or something. So it wouldn't go into the center, and I didn't think of this. I was just working on the front yard at first, and then the house and everything, and then it wasn't lining up, but I was like too far into the building process to just start over and change this. So it is what it is. The gate situation is not perfect. I just placed it in the center and hit the gaps on the left and right side using this specific object from Get Famous. It's like a small pillar. I don't know what it is, and I hope that it's functional. I have to playtest this. If not, the gate just has to go, and then the front is just open. There is a backyard, of course, and I fenced off the backyard completely using a gate, so I just don't want any Sims to randomly walk straight into the garden. I know that this is annoying. You always have to fence off your garden in this game. So here I've built a basement. I was looking at the reference and at what I had built, and I like it. Like, the reference is really beautiful and I think it worked out fine, but something was missing. And you know how much I love to have like multiple levels, walkout basements and all that stuff. So I thought, okay, what can I add to this build to make it more interesting and to turn it into my own? And I just added lots of basements. I also did the same on the right side. As you can here see, I've placed some round rooms at the bottom, so it really follows the curve of the garage area at the top. And I hid some gaps using hedges. And this area that you can see here, like, I'm going to make it bigger at the bottom. This basement area on the right side, including the round rooms that you can see, this is going to be a whole butler suite. So there will be another kitchen, a living room, a dining room, a bedroom. So this is like a complete separate apartment. If you own for rent, you could also rent this out. You could have another sim live there. I think this build is already really spacious, but adding the basement really added so much space to this. So I was able to include a whole apartment essentially. I mean, back then my first thought was, okay, Butler, because we got butlers in the vintage glamour pack, and it just makes sense to have a butler in a luxurious mansion. But now that we got for rent, we can also just rent it out. So this is the pool house, and in the reference, I don't think that it's a pool in the background. It looks like, I don't know what it is. It just looks like lawn and it follows the shape of the area in the front. And I thought, no, I need a pool for this. I love to add pools to my mansion. And I was trying to create a interesting, luxurious shape, but a shape which would match the vibe of the house. So I really wanted this to be like a regal, beautiful pool, not too big, not too over the top. I just did my own thing here, and I feel like that this shape, even though it's so simple, it looks so good. If you really want to create a luxurious mansion, it looks like a really beautiful pool. I love the shape. I still have to figure out what to do with the round pools. I've been using them so much. I'm so happy about them, and I feel like this is like the most realistic shape which I have created so far using the new round pools, because most of them were just gigantic, and this is like so much better probably. And again, I've used a combination of all the different fences. I've used the one from high school years to lay out some flower beds. I've used the small ones, which your Sims can walk over. And I'm going to place some trees everywhere. And I then also decided, as you will see, to expand the house a bit. I just wanted to have more space for more bedrooms and everything. And this is also like a liberty which I took. This is still my own version of this build, so I just wanted to make it a bit bigger in the back. And I also wanted to have a beautiful patio area. I forgot to which pack this checkered floor belongs, but it looks so cool and it adds so much to the build. And I just love the contrast of all the different floors. And I used the good old basement fence to build some trellis. I thought it would make sense. I will just place some plants from, I think usually I use the ones from Outdoor Retreat. They're perfect to be placed on trellis, but when I was looking at all the items from high school years, I noticed that they included the same item in the high school years debug Olive added. And because I was already filtering by high school years, I simply used this one. So I had no idea that this is like in multiple packs, which is something that often happens when it comes to debug and live edit, because these items are just used to decorate the environment, and it's completely fine that they are like reused in different worlds, and I just had no idea. So this is very cool if you don't own Outdoor Retreat, for example, but high school years, you can still like decorate the trellis. Here you can see I'm using these beautiful purple flowers from high school years as well, and I just wanted to add a bit of color, but not too much. I feel like it's very monochrome. It also gives off some autumn vibes in the original picture, and I love autumn, as you know, and I really like to have like a bit of a color contrast going on, so placing these autumnal trees just made a lot of sense. But this season here is summer. I'm most of the time building in summer. Let me know if you have a preferred season to build in. Do you also build in summer? I feel like this is like the default season, because I don't know, this is just how the world looked before seasons even came out, probably. But I really love to switch to autumn when I'm building a proper, actual autumnal house. And I've also created some winter builds, like Christmas themed, winter themed. I've also built Winterfell for a collab back then. And yeah, then I've also switched to winter, but I think I've never built anything in spring. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, let me know what are your favorite seasons in real life and in The Sims 4. So here I'm working on the floor plan. I just had to make sure that the interior would look as realistic as the outside. I just wanted everything to match. So the house, the reference is it's a real life house, an actual existing real house. And so there would have been a floor plan available, I guess, but I again just wanted to do my own thing here and turn it into my own version. So I just winged it. I just tried to make it work, and I think it's pretty cool. I feel like the entrance area makes sense and looks very realistic. The floor plan as well. Once again, we have a closed off kitchen, not an open floor plan. It has happened again. I don't know what's going on. It was very similar in a recent build, and I don't know what's happening, but yeah, I've like apparently started to also build regular kitchens. I know it's big, I know it's luxurious. In the last build where I had built a like regular closed off kitchen and not an open floor plan concept, someone commented that like my version of a realistic kitchen is like way over the top, and that's so true. I mean, it's not really realistic. It's like super luxurious. This is like not a normal everyday kitchen. Nothing about this house is probably normal. And yeah, here I'm starting to decorate, and I was really trying to figure out what to use. I really, really wanted to have the perfect vibe on the inside. I've made a lot of changes to this. You can here see that I'm switching objects around. Furnishing this took quite some time because I really wanted this to be perfect. And this is like outside of what I usually do. So I was really trying to figure out what to do. And yeah, I built like two small rooms as you just saw. And I'm placing this wall decoration from decor to the max, I think it's called. And I've placed this wall decoration, and I then just placed some base game shelves on the inside, and this way I created like a custom shelf situation. And I've made a tutorial about this. I think I actually did, like when the kit came out, or the pack, I don't know, but like years ago. Like I remember that there's a tutorial about this on my channel actually. And yeah, I just placed some objects on the inside. I just raised them using the keyboard, and I just tried to have a monochrome vibe. I wanted the walls to be blue to have a bit of color, but I also wanted to have like white furniture, the white shelves, so it's like not too colorful. I wasn't going for the actual decor to the max vibe. I didn't want to create like a maximalist interior, so I was just trying to incorporate a bit of color. I wasn't too happy about the rug, so I changed it. I wanted to have a blue rug which would match the wallpaper, but it wasn't really working out. And I don't know, I always felt like there's so much going on, probably because of the pattern of the wallpaper. Then we have the rug, and then there's like a slight pop of color because of the decoration on the coffee table, and it was just overwhelming me. So I was making changes to this until I was happy. Maybe it's just because it's like a bit different from what I'm usually doing, but I was really trying my best here. And I really like when like a rug is placed perfectly in a room, and I couldn't really do this here because I was lining up the rug with the doorway, so I could like really arrange my sofa and coffee table, and the same goes for the dining table and the chairs. So I made sure it's lining up with the doorways, and when you look at the room from the top, the rugs are not lined up. And I was bothered by this, but I had no idea how to fix this because I also wanted to use the corner on the left side for the office space. So it is what it is. I then placed some objects from Grown Together. I really wanted this to be like a beautiful family mansion. I've also placed a cat scratch post, but at first I wanted it to be located in the main living room, and then I just moved it to another place. But I just want this to be so lived in and perfect for a family with pets, so you could like really have some, I don't know, luxurious family gameplay here. I don't know. And yeah, this is the kitchen. Look at this, a closed room. And I've used the counters from, I don't know, is it cottage living? Maybe. Or the rustic kitchen pack. They are so similar. I always mix them up. And I know that I like took a small break from building, but whenever a pack came out, I still like looked at the pack. I created something with it. But I feel like at this point, I kind of lost track a bit. And also so many kits came out that like sometimes I'm confusing stuff. And I just realized that we have so many packs and kits at this point, and sometimes I have no idea to which pack an item belongs. But most of the time I do, especially when it's an older pack, because when you use an object over and over again and you are filtering by pack, you just remember, but sometimes it's confusing. And I've combined the counters with cabinets from Parenthood, I think. The reason is that I sometimes want to have a very simple cabinet, no shelves, no clutter, because some of the cabinets come with like built-in clutter, and I want to have like a really simple look. And this is why when I'm using this type of counter, I'm just using the cabinets from Parenthood. They are not like a 100% match. The color is a tiny bit off, but it's not too bad. And yeah, this is the main bathroom at the bottom. I've built a walk-in shower. I've used a window from the Greenhouse Haven kit, which is so wonderful. I've used these windows so often. It's the perfect kit with the perfect windows. I'm just so obsessed, and they are perfect to build a shower like this. And you can here see that I've included some modern elements, so I think it looks really cozy and also rustic, but at the same time there are some modern vibes. And yeah, this is the second living room. So we have the main living room, which also includes the dining area. There are some toys for kids, so this is where everyone's kind of gathering. But I've then included a smaller living room, which is just a little room to watch TV, basically. And I just noticed that I have to include a TV somewhere, and it makes sense to have two separate living rooms in a house like this. You usually have like a formal living room where you would also entertain guests and stuff, and then you have like a smaller version which includes a TV. So this is what I did here. And you also just saw how I placed the gym equipment very quickly, and this is one of the many bedrooms. So I then noticed that these rooms are so spacious, and this is like kind of difficult because a big house also has big bedrooms, and each bedroom is supposed to have its own bathroom. And this is what I did. Each room has its own bathroom. Like, I made sure that this is like working out. I think all of them, or most of them at least. But then again, it was so hard to fill the space. I never thought I would say this, but I was kind of stuck in this realistic family mansion vibe that suddenly I had these gigantic master bedrooms, which like I had no idea how to fill them, but I just placed some like a sofa in the corner and stuff. And also, like, sometimes I squeeze in as many bedrooms as possible into a mansion, and then I sometimes receive feedback that in a mansion like this the bedrooms should be more spacious, which makes sense. So I was trying to do that here, but yeah, you just saw how I was kind of struggling to really furnish the bedroom. This is another bedroom. I was trying to use different color combinations for the bedrooms. So each bedroom really has its own vibe, its own personality. I just wanted to personalize the bedrooms a little bit more. I don't do this when it comes to kitchens, living rooms, and everything. I kind of set my heart on one style, and then I just use it all over the interior mostly. But I always feel like bedrooms can have a little bit of personality. So I've used different wallpapers. This one here is a bit more pink and cute, and I was trying to combine different colors. But I have to say, like, furnishing the main bedrooms was the biggest challenge for the whole build here. I then also included like different kids' rooms, also a room for a toddler, so you could really have some amazing family gameplay here. And I just hope that you will like this. And if you should use this, as always, you can like come back and let me know how you like it. And I was placing two beds in these rooms because there are a lot of bedrooms, but at the same time I wanted to make sure that you have extra space so you could have a really big family in this house. Not everyone likes this because, again, when you have a really spacious, luxurious mansion, some people like comment that kids shouldn't have to share rooms in a build like this for realistic purposes and stuff because it's a mansion. But then again, you could just remove a bed. Like, if you don't like this, if your family's smaller or something, just get rid of a bed. This was just my vision for this build. And here we have the crib and the changing table and everything. And I just included everything to have like a really big toddler room. So this is more spacious, but there are also like more toys on the floor and stuff. So the toddler has like a lot of space, so the toddler kind of got the biggest room here. And this is another bedroom. So many bedrooms. This like has a really cute green horse vibe, or I don't know, farm animals when you look at the rug and the sheep rug. I just wanted everything to be so cute, and for whatever reason, like I'm now noticing this, I've used a lot of mint in this build for the bedrooms. I don't know why. I don't know. I think I just gravitated towards these colors here. And this is the garage. You can see that I've also placed a debug car on the inside because I just wanted this to be realistic. And I then just furnished the outside areas for the walkout basement a bit. And yeah, here you can see the Butler suite or the extra apartment, whatever you want to do with it. This is totally up to you. You can see that I've placed stairs on the right side so the Sims can like walk down there, and it's accessible. It's completely separated from the house. So this is like really a separate proper apartment, which makes sense when you rent it out. So there's like no common space or something. Like they don't have to share a hallway to go down there. They just have to go on the outside, which also makes sense for a butler probably. And this is like very monochrome. I've used the same wallpaper which I had used in the main living room, but I've used a white swatch this time, and I've used a completely black kitchen. I love the contrast. It looks so modern. I just love the vibe. Then I've used this painting from City Living, these wallpapers, and it almost looks like it's properly black and white. Like it looks like a filter, and I really love how this looks. And I've then like changed the color of the light a bit because I just noticed that the warm light looks so cool. It kind of takes away from the monochrome vibe, but we are still going for cozy family home. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to change the color in the whole house. And yeah, there's the bedroom. I've like really left a lot of the space not empty, but I like furnished this rather sparsely, so you could still add more objects. You could probably even squeeze in another bedroom, but you can see that I've just like placed this big sofa and everything. I feel like you could do so much with this. And yeah, this is the outside area. I forgot like to place some furniture there, and I went back and just added some chairs and tables, a barbecue grill, so your Sims can just have the best time on the outside right next to the pool. And you can see that the door is located in the family living room, so they can walk out in the back. And in the pool house, I've just placed a bar. And yeah, this is it. You can here see so many screenshots. This build is available in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. It is CC free and unmodded. You can just place it in your game, and I hope your Sims and you might enjoy it. You can also grab the tray files from my Patreon. Tray files are always in early access for 2 weeks. And yeah, I hope that you are doing so well. I hope you have the best time. Let me know what you think about the build, how you're doing, and yeah, I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!